What the hell? And where the heck do you get that in small town Ohio?
No. It's you and a baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know that about you. Hey, we're Les and Karen, the extraordinarily ordinary couple.
And today we're here with some millennial foods. There's been this How Millennial Are You food chart making its rounds on Facebook, Reddit. I think it came off of Topics originally. And you score yourself 1 through 16 to determine how millennial you are. We questioned that a little bit because we started to score somewhat high into the millennial range, and we're not.
We're that funny age group, though, that we're between millennials and baby boomers and the Gen X and all
we're that weird
funky
Gen
stuff.
X, Y.
I think technically we're Gen Y.
Yeah.
Like, we just missed Gen X and we're not quite millennials.
Right.
So I feel our generation, like that 10-year span or however they do it, is like a very weird category.
You know what? It totally is.
And that's a whole separate topic for another time.
It is a whole separate
So we're going to stay focused
write that
on
down.
how millennial are you?
But for me, I always think of like millennials, like, you know, the young, hip, with it kids. Which we're not. Maybe you are a little bit. I'm not at all. So when we not only knew a lot of the stuff that was on that list, but stock it regularly in our house.
What does that make us?
Right, where are
and
we?
then
on
also, are you technically a millennial? And do you often eat these foods that are on this list? So,
yeah, we have a few that we definitely question.
So we
how
have
they
a
got
few
there.
that we always have in our house, or most of the time have in our house. We eat regularly.
Right.
And
you have avocado toast for
I eat
breakfast.
avocado like every day. So
Yeah.
avocado toast is yummy. Usually it's just like a whole grain, really healthy bread with avocado. Sometimes there's like sprouts, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, maybe some lemon. It depends where you go and get it. When you make it at home, you can make it your own, but it's really good
Your personal
and
taste.
pretty healthy.
We're gonna jump around in no particular order. This is mine. Kombucha. Karen doesn't like it. It's too gingery. Funny story about the kombucha. I actually avoided drinking this for a while because I had it confused with kimchi.
Two completely
different things. Now,
things.
granted, they are both, in my defense, both fermented food stuffs.
True, and they
Kimchi,
both start with a K.
And they both start with a K.
Right.
Kimchi, fermented cabbagey stuff that's been buried in the ground for like 6 months.
That's very healthy.
Really, it's supposed to be fantastic for you, but just the idea of it, I was like, ew. And then to drink it, I was,
But the funny thing is like I like fermented foods, most of them. I do not like kombucha.
yeah. So this, and it's also weird because you really like teas, and it's just a fermented tea. This was the GTS Synergy. This is the Guava Goddess. I like
And it's
that
also
one.
like very, which is also funny because a lot of it has like apple cider vinegar or
Mhm.
something along those lines, and I can drink that. I can drink when it's warm, and you don't like those
Oh,
kind of drinks, so
no,
it's
that's
very
gross.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So that one was those on there.
another thing that we eat often is oats, the overnight oats.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any in our house right now.
I know.
But we eat
We had
oats a
like
lot.
single serving
These
ones
are like
too.
instant oats, but we eat overnight oats a lot. Rosé.
Rosé is one of the first ones on the list that I totally just call shenanigans. I mean, it's just the way to get rid of the red and the white that are at the bottom of the bottle, and you just mix it together. Nobody goes out like, I'm gonna get myself a nice aged bottle of rosé. No, it's cheap, and millennials are just young kids, college age, so you're drinking cheap.
And I think this scores us 2 points for being millennial because we have rosé hard apple cider.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so another thing on our list was the cauliflower rice.
Mhm.
We've been eating that for a few years.
No,
One of our favorite recipes is what?
The cauliflower rice stir fry.
To replace just regular
Just
rice?
the regular rice, which leads me into, and I actually have a thought about this one, quinoa.
Which we've been eating for years.
Which we've been eating for years, but you remember it was like 15, 20 years ago. That whole ancient grains thing was huge. So here's what I want to know from my millennials out there.
Maybe about 10 years. I would say not quite 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it was a while ago. I know
Yeah.
your mom was pushing them a lot too. Oh, this is the Aldi's brand. So again, how millennial can it be? But here's what I want to know from the millennials with cauliflower rice and quinoa. Is that like a comfort food? Like, did you grow up eating that? Is that the mashed potatoes and white rice of our generation?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Another thing that's on our list that I have eaten before is bone broth.
You have had bone broth?
I
Okay.
have. Like, I mean, and I've got it for the animals as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were when we were trying to figure out what was going on before we figured out it was Lyme disease. Yes, I forgot that you had had that, so we can check that one off. That was actually on the list of things that we just weren't going to try. We'll talk about that later. Now, the one thing out of all of the things on the list that really shocked and surprised me was almond butter, because there's so many people with tree nut allergies. So for a tree nut product to make the list was surprising to me. And that's one that we normally have. We're out at the moment and haven't run to the store to pick up any more.
Now, we are big butter fans.
Yes,
like peanut butter,
tree nuts
butter,
in general.
cashew butter. We'll pretty much eat any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is the one thing that we probably won't ever have in our house?
Yeah, unless we get it just for Ella, but it's gonna be poke. I'm sorry, we're not. I'm a vegetarian. Karen really doesn't like.
I don't eat
fish.
If you paid me, I would maybe taste a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna willingly go out. Maybe for this video, for the stuff that we're gonna try.
I'll put it in front of Ella because she likes sushi and she likes salmon and stuff and fish. Yeah. So, Hawaiian sushi is right up her alley.
Maybe we'll give that a go. Okay, so that's the stuff that we normally stock in our house. What off this list do you eat on a regular basis? Next video, we are going to try some of the things that we have never...
Yeah, some of the things
one, we haven't heard of, and two, we're not sure where to get, so we're going to have to...
It's stuff that we've heard of, we've just never tried because we just never felt the urge or need to. And then the real troublemakers, the ones where we looked at and said, what is a cloud?
What the hell? And where the heck do you get that in small town Ohio?
That is going to be the real test there, is how hard is it for us to source some of these.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like.
And follow us all across social media. Links are in the description.